This is one of my favorite games I like to call 30, 60, 90. It's an outstanding workout. It will test your skills as well as help you learn how to hit the ball with different speeds. A 30% speed, a 60% speed, and a 90% speed. But before we get into that, make sure to evolve your game, subscribe to Selkirk TV for all the other latest lessons and podcasts. John is going to feed me a ball. I'm going to hit a drop shot at a 30% pace. That's what a normal drop shot is going to be like. At that point, John is going to drop back in the court 2 steps, and I'm going to hit a 60% pace ball. Call it a hot drop, if you will. When my opponent is standing in that location on the court, I don't really want to hit a soft drop shot and invite him in. I'm going to hit it at a faster pace to try to get the ball towards his feet. John will follow that ball in up to the line. At that point, I'm going to hit this ball at 90% of my maximum speed. It's a drive. I don't want to go to 100% because that might mean I lose control. I don't need to red line here, but I am going to go at close to my maximum speed because I want to try to penetrate the court, make my opponent have to hit a difficult shot. Then we're going to start that process over again. I'm going to hit a drop shot, followed by a 60% speed ball, followed by a fast drive, so on and so forth. John, if you start by feeding me the ball, my first shot will be a drop at 30% speed. Now you back up and I hit 60%. 30%, 60%, now 90. Got him. That drive worked that time. Now it's also important for my opponent to be prepared. He knows which shot I'm hitting, but he's going to want to be prepared for whether it's a drop, that in-between ball, or that drive, because his goal is to try to control this ball back towards the back section of my court as if this was a real point. My opponent would like to keep me back as long as possible. My job is not to move in, but to continue to work on the different pace of these different types of third shots, if you will. John, try again. I'll start with a 30%, 60% hot drop, now 90% drive. If you happen to make a mistake or hit an accidental winner, that's okay. Just resume where you left off and do it again. Drop, hot drop, drive, drop, hot drop, drive, 30% drop, 60% drive, 30, 60, 90. 30, 60, 90.
Deeper.
Well done, John.
Deeper.
As I said, this one's great for conditioning. The player on the far side has to move quite a bit up and back. This player may not be moving quite as much, but the intensity is high, especially when you add in the hot drop and the drive. You're going to be expending some energy trying to hit these different pace shots. If you could get a rally to stay for 21 shots in a row, for example, you're doing really well. Let's scale this up. John, as my teammate / opponent, after the first 3 shots I hit, let's have you slide over to the other half of the court now. So 30,
1, 2,
60,
3.
90. You'll slide over. And then my next 30% speed
Okay,
ball will
so that's what I'm saying. I'm
drop
going to
shot.
slide straight across.
You will slide straight across.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, I'm going to stay put.
Gotcha.
This is a scale up version of the same game. Here's a 30% drop, 60% hot drop, now a 90% drive. Slide over, John. Good. That's it. 60%. Nice, John. That's very well played. John's gonna get a good cardio workout, moving 3 shots on the right to 3 shots on the left, 3 shots on the right. How you feeling, John?
Tiring, very tiring. That's tough.
This is why this is an advanced skill level exercise. All levels are welcome to try this. But if you want to take your game to another advanced level, continue to work on these types of shots. 30% speed, 60% speed, 90% speed. That way you're changing the pace of the ball depending on the situation. It's going to gain you an advantage playing against other advanced level players. One more scale up version of this one. John, if you're ready, you're going to alternate every single shot. So I'm going to hit a 30% pace ball there to you. Stay up front. You'll immediately slide to the other half of the court and drop back. I'll hit my 60% pace ball. You will then slide back to the right and I will drive the ball. Do your best to control every ball back here to my baseline. This one is a big challenge. If you're feeling up for it, if your skills are advanced enough and you're feeling like you're in good enough condition to try this one, I suggest give it a go. It is not easy. It will challenge you to the max. John, you will alternate each side. My first ball will go to you there. 30% there. 60% there. Now ready for 90. 30%. Slide over. 60%. Now a 90. Good. 30%. 60% on the left. No problem. Good work on my teammate right there. This is not easy. Should we give it one more go? John is breathing heavy, but this is not for the faint of heart. This is for advanced players who have the conditioning to push themselves.
And remember which spot to be in.
You also have to remember which spot to go to. Not easy. This is a challenge both mentally and physically. I hit an accidental winner. That's okay. At least my opponent / teammate gets a chance to catch his breath. Try out this exercise if you want to elevate your game to a new level. Even though you're already at an advanced level, this will take you to a higher level, knowing how to be able to control the different pace of that ball, depending on the location of your opponent on the other side of the court.